I've closed over 10 million in sales using one extremely simple objection handling technique. And in this video, I'm gonna share everything with you. This approach works so well that I was able to close more than 945,000 in sales last month. But this isn't your typical framework, what they teach you online. Most gurus will tell you to memorize a single script for each objection. One script for price objections, another script for partner objections, then another dozen scripts for handling fear. And honestly, it's pointless. You'll spend more time trying to handwrite scripts rather than closing actual deals. And that's why in this video, I'll unpack the 3-step formula on how you can pre-handle and handle objections effectively. The first step of the formula is diffuse. We want to diffuse the objection by acknowledging, by getting the prospect to voice it and then putting them at ease. The goal here is to lower the prospect's defensive barriers and get them to feel understood. A few key pieces here is we want to start with a diffusal phrase. The mistake most people make is they say things like, yeah, I totally understand, or I totally get it, which it's overly repeated nowadays, and the prospect knows you're simply using it as a technique. So instead, say something like this. Yeah, I appreciate you bringing this up. Yeah, no issues there. Or, yeah, that's not a problem at all. Now let me ask. You use a phrase like that and then you transition to the second step. Now the second step is agree. This is not a phase where you agree with the prospect. What agree means is you have to find common ground with them. You have to understand when someone gives you an objection, they're in a no state. They're telling no to a proposition you made to them. We have to get them from a no state to a yes state. When they're in a yes state, they are much more receptive and closer to buying whatever you're selling. So how you're able to do that is you're gonna use something like this. Aside from your concern, do you feel this can get you to where you want to go? So what does this do? This isolates the prospect's objection and gets them to say yes to what you're offering. So it eliminates completely the value objection, which is the worst objection to get. It's when a prospect tells you, yeah, I don't feel this is gonna work for me, or I don't see how this fits my situation. So when you're asking them, money aside, do you feel this can get you to where you want to go? If you get a clear yes at that stage, you're 100% certain you've found common ground with your prospect when it comes to their problems and your solution. Now, once you get them into the yes state, you want to get them to defend that yes state. So you want to ask them why. Why do you feel this will help? Why do you feel this will get you to where you want to go? Now, what are they going to do? They're going to start selling themselves on exactly what you're selling. Then we're gonna move into step number 3, which is collaborate. The biggest mistake that people make in this phase is they're trying to prove their prospect wrong, that they can find the money if they want to, that they have decision-making power compared to their partner, or that the timing is right. And this creates a combative scenario between you and the prospect. They will never buy in this stance. Instead, I want you to visualize that you're sitting next to each other and you're collaborating. This is where I need to put them in a collaborative state. So instead of a sales situation, it becomes a negotiating situation where both sides are fighting together to fix the problem instead of fighting each other. Some key techniques here is to use inclusive language such as we, us, together instead of you, and get them to brainstorm towards an action plan around the objection. So how I like to lead the conversation there is with how framed questions. How do you feel you can find the money so you can fix the problem? You always want to connect what you want, the money, with what they want. How do you feel you can find the time so you can make changes in the business to grow? If they give you a partner objection, how does your partner feel about you wanting to grow the business? Or how does your partner feel about you wanting to fix the challenges that you just described? Now you're brainstorming together, and again, it goes from a combative scenario where I'm trying to get them across the edge to we're collaborating together, find the solution to the problem. So now you have an objection handling framework to rely on. Now this is the 3-step formula you can use across any objection. But now let's break it down across the 5 main ones. Let's say someone tells you, I don't have the money to do something like this. You'll simply go back to the formula. Tell them this. Yeah, no issues. Money aside, do you feel this can get you to where you want to go? They say yes. Why do you feel it would get you to where you want to go? Now they start selling themselves. And now I want you to say, yeah, you would do incredible on the inside. How do you feel you can resolve that where you can come up with the money to put into the solution so you can solve the problem? If they have trouble coming up with the money, then then you can make more suggestions. Well, what a lot of our clients do is they either use a credit card or we help them out with a payment plan, etc., etc. Would that help you so you don't have to postpone your growth? I want you to notice my tonality, my soft and collaborative tone, but at the same time, I'm not forcing options on them, but I'm suggesting options. Now let's look at the time objection. They tell you, oh, I don't have enough time to do something like this. Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from, especially when you have these problems you're dealing with already. Now, if you had the time to put into something like this, do you feel it would help? They will say yes. You're gonna ask them why. Why do you feel it would help you? And then we go into the collaboration where you can ask them, how do you feel you can find the time to work together on this so we can fix the problems and get to your goals? Let's say they can't find the time. Again, from a collaboration point of view, I'm going to suggest, may I make a suggestion? Some of our best clients find typically 2 to 3 hours enough weekly so they can get to where they want to go. Is that something that you can swing so we can start making progress? At that point, if you have more resistance around the time and they can't even find 2 to 3 hours to do this, it's more of a priorities issue versus a time issue. So you have to go back and challenge them around what's the real priority here. Is it actually solving the problem and getting to your goal, or is it always struggling for time and the problems keep going on? Let's look at the partner objection. Hey, I need to ask my partner around this. Yeah, we would want your partner to be on the same side as you. Now, besides talking to your partner and getting the green light from them, do you feel this would be the solution for you? Yes, it would. Why do you feel it would though? They start selling themselves on what you sell and then ask them this. How does your partner feel about you wanting to fix these problems to get to your goals? They will either say they're supportive or they're not supportive. Ask them this either way. Well, what happens if you go to them and they don't want you to invest in a solution so you can fix the problems? And now we're helping them paint a scenario in their mind where we're looking at the reality together. If they say yes, the partner is supportive, they can move forward then and there. If they say their partner is not supportive, does it even make sense to talk to them if they're not going to get support? Whose responsibility is it to create change in their business, in their life? Is it just their partner, or do they have to take the responsibility? So again, from a collaboration point of view, I can help them unlock new growth just by helping them taking on more responsibility. The last but not least, think about it. Hey, this looks perfect, but I need to think about it. Off the record, this is an 100% smokescreen objection, so I'll show you how to handle it. Yeah, that's not a problem. Besides you wanting to sit and think about it, do you feel this could get you to where you want to go? I'm gonna say yes. You go through the same question and you ask them, why do you feel it can? They start selling themselves. What they tell you at that point will be your leverage to use after the think about it objection. So I'll show you exactly what I mean. So you're gonna ask them, so since you feel it's gonna do X and Y and Z, what's coming up for you specifically that you wanted to go over in your mind, just in case I can give you clarity here. If they don't give you the real reason at this point and they're still keeping it behind locked doors, here's a trick I want you to use, because in their mind, sales resistance is very high right now if they're not giving you the reason. I want you to use a skeptical tone, lean in with them, just look around and say, is it a money thing? Just so I understand. 9 times out of 10, it will be a money objection that they're giving you. And this is your way of penetrating through that think about it objection, get to the real core of the problem and helping them resolve it. If you follow exactly what I just showed you, you'll be able to handle objections and diffuse them as you go. Just remember, it's your job to diffuse the objection, find common ground between you and the prospect, then work with them on a common solution. Now, if you found this valuable, make sure to subscribe to the channel and follow for more content.